first
Okay.
one. That's,
5 members are present, and we will start with item 16, Resolution 2022-0093, resolution to adopt the schedule of proposed assessments.
Motion to approve?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we will jump down to item 17, Resolution 2022-0094, final resolution authorizing public improvement by concrete reconstruction in South 57th Street from West Burnham Street to West Mobile Street.
Motion to approve?
second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries as well. Then we have item 18, resolution to approve bid of Lalonde Contractors, Inc. for construction of an asphalt bicycle and pedestrian path connection from South 72nd Street to the Hank Aaron Trail in the city of West Allis in the amount of $51,000.
Move to approve?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Alderman Reinke.
understand the cost of this will be taken care of not by the taxpayers.
The
No
fire
taxpayers will pay for this.
funds. No taxpayers will pay for this. Fire funds will be paying the whole cost.
I think the people of our city should know that.
Okay.
Especially those bike
Thank you.
riders that get off there. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 19, Resolution 2022-0138, resolution to approve bid of Lalonde contract for...
To approve?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. And then item 20 is 2022-0328, communication from the Director of Public Works appointing Mike Brofka to position of Assistant Director of Public Works.
Move it to place on file and approve his positions as assistant director.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Yes. Did you want to do any introduction,
Sure,
Dave?
Mr. Chair. I'd like to introduce to you Michael Brofka, who's currently our water systems superintendent, who, with your approval, with the appointment of the Assistant Director of Public Works. So for those of you that had not had contact with Mike, you can kind of put the name to the face. Mike, I believe you're hired in 2010.
Correct.
With Peter Daniels in the engineering department as an engineering technician, rose through the ranks and the step 1, 2, and 3. In 2016, the Department of Public Works was lucky enough to recruit him and hire him as a water system superintendent. So he's been a fast riser and mover within the city organization. A lot of potential. Mike is taking on the responsibilities of over 20 employees, the water distribution system, in constant contact with other neighborhoods, but also communities, but with the Milwaukee Water Works. So he's been in charge of the federal EPA standards, DNR standards that come up, and making sure, working with Pete's staff with the lead copper rule that's going to be taken into effect 2024, I believe.
2024, correct, yeah.
So,
Still the water department, correct? You'll still be running the water department?
part of his time will be designated with the water division, correct? But, yep.
So he pilfered them from you, huh?
He did. He took my best guy.
We want to make sure we get water.
We'll always get water.
Does everyone else in your department know he was the best guy? How does that work? Or do you have new best guys now?
I do now. On air, okay.
Okay, thank you, Dave. It's been moved and seconded to be placed on file. Any further discussion? Alderman Reinke.
Our director has given him glowing credentials, so how can we not appoint this man for this position if he's willing to take it? I congratulate you ahead of time, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Very nice of you. Thanks, all of you. Thank you for your approval.
I look forward to working with everybody.
Consideration.
Okay, I said it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay, motion is to place on file. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Look forward to
Now
meeting you.
the
you,
license
Dave.
and health, all the members are present, so we are in session. So the first item that we have is item 23, 2022-0239, something like complaint in the matter of complaints against a J.C. is Pub and Crab, 8028 West National Avenue, agent Jeffrey Clark. And Mr. Clark is not here, right?
Mr. Clark is here, actually.
Oh, he's here.
But I guess, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
I wanted this to be on the agenda tonight to kind of give an update, because we had a summons and complaint that came through with some pretty serious allegations towards the end of last year. And so I've had discussions, and I left it open-ended to Mr. Clark if he wanted to be here tonight. I'm not asking for any hearings, and so I would not ask for much interaction with Mr. Clark, but I think him being here shows his kind of support and the efforts he's making. So since that complaint came out, there has been, well, before the complaint, there was about a call a month or maybe 2 calls a month, and they were getting pretty serious. After that point, even before I had contact with Mr. Clark, he had released those individuals who worked for him that were involved in those. He had changed his policies to the extent that he reduced hours on weekends. He has earlier last calls. He hired security, and I'll get to that. There wasn't, but I'll get to that. He hired security for weekends. He has obtained an ID checker, which was part of the problem. Had training on staff with over-service. He has a black light for ID checks and has obtained a wand. With all those changes in place, if we're having a call a month or 2 calls a month, we're down to, in the last 4 months, we had 1 legitimate call for service. And that was last week. There was a gun at the establishment. Now, there was not a shooting. There was no active shots fired or anything along those lines. The patron had removed a gun, threatened it. Another patron took the gun from that person and gave it to the bartender. Police were called, and that matter was resolved at that time. I'm not sure if there's any criminal matters or what's going on with that ticket. But I did have discussions with Mr. Clark again after that point. New signs were put up about no firearms on the property, training with staff. And so each time there's been one of these incidents, he's been cooperative with law enforcement as well. I have those videos about what happened. So each time there's been these incidents, before I initiate this contact, there's been a remedial effort made. So what I'm asking the committee to do is I want to incentivize that for future bars. Is what I'm asking us to do at this point is to leave this open, a kind of hold open period. One of the discussions we had is if we resolve this, what impact is that going to have on your bar? And he's concerned about losing the staff now, which has made good progress, and not having these be violations again. So I'm asking us to leave this open for a period of time where basically to the end of this license period. And at that time, I'm likely to move if there's no more significant incidents or communication remains appropriate and changes are made, that I'm likely going to move to dismiss it at that time. So I guess I'm not asked, it's not a binding decision on the committee at this point, but I think I really do want to incentivize those proactive measures that have been taking place. And I do acknowledge that there was an incident, but again, there's been more steps even since then.
So you have been very cooperative in reference of many calls that went to his establishment.
Yeah.
So
My understanding was, and again, I don't want to get too much in the weeds, but his bartenders were giving him incorrect information about what had happened in the past. When he got the complaint, saw what happened, they were out, new staff in, and so that was even before we started having conversations about what a resolution might look like.
So at this point, we don't really have to take any action.
It's just a discussion item, correct? I just wanted to have.
So we leave it open, and
I wanted that to be. I didn't want to make. It's kind of an open-ended offer to Mr. Clark. I didn't want to have that just sitting around while the committee was wondering why aren't we taking a hearing on this one. It's because I'm intentionally delaying the hearing to have that as an incentive to continue to cooperate. But I have every thought in the world that he's going to continue.
What's the
Mr. Chair?
consensus of the committee?
Mr.
members?
Chair?
Yes.
First and foremost, thanks, Nick, for
working with Mr. Clark on this. I think one of the biggest things for me was fact versus fiction when you're hearing things, and we get things in print too. I like to see that there is an owner of a business that is looking to be proactive. It looks like Jeff has tried to do that here. I do support leaving this open, kind of as a wait and see. I am very concerned, however, about the weapon issue, as this was maybe just lucky that someone didn't get shot. So when I'm hearing more and more of our establishments that patrons are banishing or branding weapons, that's very, very concerning. So I wouldn't have a problem leaving it open. I think that's a
Yeah, I
fair
think it will
fair
be
thing to do at this point.
the right directions. Any other further questions from the committee members?
Mr. Chair, I would just say bring him in, though, if something happens between now and the licensing period, like,
Sure.
like
Yes.
right away, like,
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, we've had a really good open communication, but if there is something that I feel the bar has culpability in, I've reached out to him. If I'm not, if the committee sees something and wants to schedule it, we'll schedule it. If I see something that I'm not getting progress made on, or I think this is going the route that I didn't want it to go, then I'm going to bring it in too. So I think he knows that. And I believe after that last gun came in, that's when he got the wand, so there's not going to be just kind of this cursory check, if I'm right. That's when the
Correct.
detector wand that you bought? Okay, so
Because the gun was in a purse.
in a purse.
At the very bottom.
So no action being taken by the License and Health Committee members at this time, so
Very good.
thank you.
And thank you for coming, Mr. Clark.
Clark.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, could
Yeah.
I just make a comment? It sounds like Mr. Clark has been very cooperative, obviously. I guess I have a question regarding the gun that you had indicated was the problem, this latest, and how was it discovered?
It might be something that I allege in the future if there is a violation, and so I don't want to get too much into it, but the
Okay.
person removed the firearm at the bar and kind of brought it out. My understanding is these are people that know each other, and she was making poor decisions. we'll
I
say.
see. It is concerning, very concerning, and I think a little timeout will help to confirm what you are hoping will happen.
I think that wand is going to help, and the security
Right.
on weekends. I think there's a lot of steps that have been taken. What I like to see here is these steps were taken before I asked them to be taken. A lot of them, some of them, hey, that's a good idea, we'll do that. What I see a lot of times when we have these come through is an individual that says, this wasn't my fault, I didn't do anything, and okay, fine, there's nothing to work with there, we'll just do a hearing. So this is the behavior I want to incentivize, is getting it fixed up quick and
Right.
taking those steps.
I guess my concern is for the city of West Allis. Basically, we've had a couple incidents where guns have been shown, and some of them have even been used in various taverns, and so we're very, very cognizant of this happening all of a sudden, it seems, in our community, and we don't want it to continue. And so I'm sure that Jeff will cooperate with this as well, because we certainly don't want you out of business, but we still want you to obey the rules. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Rankin. So we move on to item 24, 2022-0299, new class AB and liquor license for Me You Market LLC, DBA Me You Market 11066 West National Avenue, West Allis, Wisconsin 53227. Agent Quink G. Mo ALC 223. Already in.
Yeah, I'm Queen Mo.
You are
I'm the
okay.
agent. Yeah.
So you guys are first time running a
First time.
business?
Yeah.
So you don't have no previous records, or you have other businesses outside West Allis, or?
No, we the business start at 2008, and here West Allis, Oklahoma Avenue.
Okay.
So we start with 2,800 square foot, the small grocery store. Then after 4 years, we moved to National Avenue to the 5,400 square foot. From 2013, we expand to right now like 10,000 square foot. So till now, we start first time to apply the liquor license.
Good.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, Alderman Bishop.
thank you for coming in. It sounds like you're doing something
Oh,
right
yeah.
if you've expanded
Yes.
3 times now.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I would move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Chair.
All in favor of the
Mr.
motion? Mr. Chair.
You got to do that discussion.
Oh, I'm
part.
sorry. Go ahead. Discussions.
Where are we on quota?
Department.
Oh, yes. Okay. Mr. Chair, we have
Yeah.
a new way of how we're doing things.
Okay.
So I,
But we're still doing the discussion part, right?
Right, we
Yeah,
still
I
have
asked
more
for questions.
discussion,
Oh,
but
okay.
Rebecca, you want to go over that one more time, just so we have this right, because I've been making motions, and I leave out the fact that we have to have
Sure,
the
Nick.
other departments sign off on it.
Subject to.
Subject to.
Yeah, and the way that we're doing that, instead of having the council grant it, is kind of, the committee recommends granting, and then it's held in council until the people comply with all the requirements, and then the council takes action.
Okay.
We're still waiting for the health department and fire department to sign off.
So the same thing with item, believe, then we
Right.
get it.
But I think Alderman Rote wants to say something.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I did ask for questions, you know.
Where are we on quota?
The quota has to do with Class B taverns.
Just
It's
bars
actually
now.
about the liquor.
No more retail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any further
Mr. Chair,
questions?
Okay, can you clarify that a little bit?
For the quota?
Correct. The quota is a Class B, so bars and
Right.
taverns are
Okay, but
subject to
it
the same
doesn't
quota.
pertain to this at all?
No.
Okay, this is a separate quota?
We used to have a quota that we imposed on ourselves for Class A's,
Right,
but we got rid of those.
I see. How many currently do we have?
I don't have the numbers.
Okay.
I would say mid-20s, right?
Could be.
Is this like a store would come?
But
Right,
this is-
yeah, they're having a store,
Retail,
except I think they have groceries there,
They
so
can
it's
say
just
liquor
an
store type.
amenity,
Yeah, this is,
probably.
I was just gonna say, oh, this is a grocery store. This is
Okay.
like Parthenon Foods, but with Asian. I got a Korean cookbook for Father's Day a couple years ago, so I go there quite a bit.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, so it's like a grocery store selling.
I didn't know you
I
spoke
see.
Korean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just cook it.
So,
Anita.
Go ahead, she had a question.
so right now we start doing the advertising work on the Facebook. So I get the more and more people know us.
Could you put your mask down?
Oh, okay.
You have such a lovely
Yeah.
soft voice,
All right,
and it's hard
all right.
to hear you.
Yeah, so right now, I think 2 years ago, we start work on the Facebook, advertising our business. So right now, more and more people know us.
They patronize you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, more customer to ask about the wine or liquor, something like that. So for convenience for the customer, so we think the good idea to apply the liquor license and make the business going good.
Okay, I have another question. Does that include wine then as well, or just liquor and beer?
I believe it would.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And it's all
The
three.
liquor
Class A,
includes
all-
wine.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can do an individual C license, which is only wine, but
Right.
Class A is all alcohol.
Anything?
Yep.
Right.
So I do believe that they will run a good establishment because I can tell they're hard worker people, you know, so I
Yeah.
do appreciate that.
Thank you.
So on the motion for approval,
Aye.
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 Yes.
opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank
Good luck to you, eh?
Thank you.
Sure, take care.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
So now we have item 25. We had in the previous agenda. So 2022-0173, 2021-2023 new operators license bartender Class D operator application for Zachary Van Linton, Bart 11. Is here or?
Zachary here?
I move for denial.
Second.
All in favor of denial?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. 26, 2022-0288, 2021,
give a reason for
223
that?
operator license,
Right.
bartender Class D operator application for Ricky Academy.
Non-appearance.
I was going to speak up, but
Oh, he's here.
now for
We need to go back.
Yeah, we can go back. Okay, go
really
ahead.
fast.
Go ahead.
It's been a while since I saw it. When we make a record for denial, I'd like there to be a rationale for that. So whether it's record or non-appearance or whatever it may be.
Based on the record.
And actually, non-appearance. We gave him an
We
opportunity.
did it 3 times
He
now.
hasn't shown up.
Non-appearance, that's the reason.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Nick.
Okay, now we can move back and invite you to the table. Hello.
How you guys doing?
Hi,
Very
Rick.
well.
So, you had we were scheduled a couple of times before, right?
This is my second time.
Second
the first
time,
time,
right?
I missed, yes.
What was the reason not showing up?
I didn't have a babysitter.
Oh, babysitter?
Yeah, my girlfriend works from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Do you have any previous records?
When I was
2016.
I can
younger-
speak to that.
Well, that's, I want to hear from him.
Yeah, when I was younger, yes.
When I was younger, was a year ago, 6 months ago, or
No, a couple years ago.
a couple of years ago? Go ahead, Nick.
He's got some tickets. A ticket in 2016 and a ticket in 2019. My advice to the committee would be those are likely too remote and not related to the licensed activity.
Any discussions?
Mr. Chair. Jose, I just have one question for you. First, Ricky. Why am I on the wrong one here? I'm so sorry. Ricky, where will you be bartending?
The Buzzard's Nest on 60th and Mitchell.
Okay. Do they allow you to drink?
No.
Okay. All right. That's my questions.
Any more questions?
No, that was it.
Any further question, Alderman
What
Road?
is,
I
Mr.
want to make
Chair?
sure you're.
What? No.
Jose, I'm so
leave you
sorry.
behind.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of the motion?
I wanted to talk.
Oh, you want to talk?
We didn't hear
I
you.
apologize. We didn't hear you. You gotta
Flags.
holler at me because
What's OAS?
Operating after suspension.
That has to do with vehicle,
Driving,
right?
correct. Yeah.
Right, okay. Disorderly conduct, could you explain what happened? Are we supposed to ask that? Only at a
It's so
hearing?
the issue would be if it is substantially related, he would have the opportunity to present competent evidence of rehabilitation on a citation.
But
that
that's
could be
only
pretty
if we
open-ended.
deny,
Yes,
correct?
correct.
All right, do I understand? Okay, I just was wondering what was.
Yeah. If there's anything you want to talk about with any of those that would ease the mind of the committee, that would maybe be helpful. Things that have changed, what happened back then, anything.
The disorderly conduct case.
Whatever. They're not asking you questions about it, just whatever peace of mind you can give them. Did you pay the ticket?
Yes.
Okay. Where was the ticket?
It was in Waukesha.
Waukesha? All right. And whatever that issue was, has that been put to rest behind you?
Correct.
Okay. Any other tickets since that time?
No.
Okay. Anything else you want to know? I don't know if we want to get into specifics because that might be like what the hearing would be on.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion for approval?
Aye.
I
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry for calling you Jose. Turn the page too quickly.
So we have item 27, 2022-0341, 2021-2023 new operator license bartender class D operator application for Jose Manuel Hernandez.
Motion to deny, Mr. Chair,
Second.
based on 4 OWIs.
That's
Second.
right.
Habitual.
habitual.
So all in favor of the motion?
I
Opposed? The ayes have it of denial.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thanks for feeding me with the.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. Sorry we don't make it too easy sometimes.
Thank you, Attorney Nick.
Senior for a while.
That's good, Nick.
The gavel.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, what's the matter with you? I mean, you didn't pass it on to me. Give it to Rosalie now.
There's a reason for that, Vince.
Rosalie.
Yes, I need it.
You think I'm going to swing?
All right, advisory come to order. We have a whole, number 1, number 28, a reappointment of Barb Hart to the Historical Commission.
For approval.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Discussion? She's been a wonderful asset to the
Yeah.
Historical Commission. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion.
Madam Chairman, you're so effective.
All those in favor?
It's hard to believe that.
Opposed? Carried.
Hard to believe that.
Adjourned.